Hello, today we're going to talk about words that have the short vowel sound for I. The short vowel sound for the letter I is I, like igloo. Words that are the closed syllable type will have the short vowel sound. Remember, the closed syllable type is one vowel, only one vowel, followed by one or more consonants. When we have the closed syllable type, we use the short vowel sound, and in this case, we're working on the short I, which is I. To do today's activities, you're going to need to have either a whiteboard or a piece of paper and something to write with. Throughout the video, there will be numerous places where you can choose to pause and either come back later that day or even on a different day. If you'd rather do the whole video with me in one time, that's fine too. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we need to do is think about the sounds in words. If a word says I, like igloo, give me a thumbs up. If a word does not say I, like igloo, give me a thumbs down. I'll do the first one. If I have the word big, b-I-g, big says I like igloo, so I give a thumbs up. What about beg? Does beg say I like igloo? No, beg says b-e-g. Is not I, so it's a thumbs down. What about fine? I feel fine. That's a thumbs down. Fine says I. I is not I like igloo, so that's a thumbs down. What about fin? The fish had a fin. That's a thumbs up. Fin says I like igloo. What about kid? Another thumbs up. Kid says I like igloo. What about kind? Thumbs down. Kind says I. I is not I like igloo, so that's a thumbs down. What about tip? Tip says I like igloo, thumbs up. What about dig? Dig says I like igloo. What about on? On says ah. Ah is not I like igloo, that's a thumbs down. What about in? In says I like igloo, that's a thumbs up. Now that we've thought about the sounds in words, we can use those sounds to help us to write words. I'll do the first one. The word is fin. I stretch the sounds. I, n. There's three sounds, so I'm going to use three sound boxes. Fin follows our pattern. It has the short I sound, I. I, like igloo. It's the closed syllable type because there's one vowel followed by one consonant. I, n. Let's see how we write it. Fin starts with which is represented by the letter F. I is our short I sound. That's the letter I. N is the consonant N. I, n, fin. Let's do another one. Notice this one's colored red because it will not follow our pattern. Let's take the word fan. When I stretch the sounds, a, n, there's still three sounds, so we're going to use three boxes. But what I noticed is that vowel sound did not say I like igloo. In fan, a, that's that nasal A sound. This does not follow our pattern, which is why I colored it red. To show how it's written, we could say that the is represented with the F. A is represented with the A, because remember it's the nasal sound. N is represented with the letter N. Notice the difference here. Both have a vowel followed by a consonant, but in this case our pattern word has that I, which says I, like igloo. Let's do one together. The word is lid. What's the word? Lid. Stretch it with me. L-I-D. There's three sounds, so how many boxes do we need? Yep, we need three. Does it follow our pattern with the short I sound? L-I-D. Yes, it does. It says I like igloo. Is it the closed syllable type? Yes, it has one vowel followed by one or more consonants. Let's write it. Stretch the sounds in lid again. L-I-D. What was the first sound? L. How do we represent that sound? L. What was the next sound? I. How do we represent that sound? I. What was the last sound? D. How do we represent that sound? D. L-I-D. L-I-D. Lid. Let's do another one together. The word is big. What's the word? Big. Stretch the sounds with me. B. I. G. Does it follow our pattern? Yep, it says I like igloo. Let's go ahead and write it. What was the first sound? B. How do we spell that sound? B. What's the next sound? I. How do we represent the I sound? I, that's right. I says I like igloo. What was the last sound in big? G. How do we represent that sound? G. Nice job. Notice how these three follow our pattern because they have the I followed by a consonant, and they all say I like igloo. These next four I want you to do on your own. This would be a great time to use your paper. You're going to go ahead and listen to the sounds and the words and then draw the number of boxes that you need to represent those sounds. Think about our pattern. Does the word say I like igloo? If it does, how would you spell that sound? Let's go ahead and have you do them and then we'll check your spelling. The first word is hid. I hid in the bushes. How would you write the word hid? Hid. Does hid follow our short I pattern? Yes, it does. Let's check it. When I think of the word hid, I hear the sounds id. It does follow our short I pattern, so I'm going to spell it with that letter I. The first sound was represented with an H. The last sound was D, represented with a D. Hid is spelled H-I-D. Id. Nice job. Let's do another one. This time the word is hip. What's the word? Hip. Go ahead and stretch those sounds. Think about the pattern that you hear, and then write the sounds. Hip. Hip. Let's check how you did. Hip has three sounds. I, p. It follows our pattern because it has the short I sound, I, igloo, followed by a consonant. When you write it, is represented with the H, I is represented with the I, p is represented with the P. Notice how close hid and hip are. The only difference is hid, d, ends with a D, hip, p, ends with a P. Okay, the next one is pig. See if you can write the word pig using the sounds and the patterns we know. Pig. Does pig follow the short I sound with the closed syllable pattern? Pig. Pig. Let's check your spelling. Pig has three sounds. P, I, G. It follows our rule because it has the short I sound followed by a consonant. P is represented with a P. I is like igloo. It's represented with an I. G is represented with a G. P, I, G. Pig. One last one. Be careful though. This one might trick you. The word is in. What's the word? In. Go ahead and stretch those sounds and think about, does it follow our pattern? In. In. When I stretch the word in, I hear two sounds. I, n. I don't need this box because it doesn't have three sounds. There's only two sounds in this word. The first sound is I, that's the short I sound, and it's followed by the consonant sound, n. So this still follows our closed syllable pattern, one vowel followed by one or more consonants. And that vowel sound is the short I, like igloo. When I write the word, I is represented with the I, is represented with the N. So it still follows our pattern because of one vowel followed by one or more consonant, and it has the short I sound. Nice job. You could see how listening to the sounds in those words helps you to be able to write the word when we think about our pattern. We can also use that pattern to help us to read words. Watch me as I do this first one. The first thing that I do is I look at the vowel. There's one vowel, the letter I. I swoop to the right and I notice there's a consonant. That means it's the closed syllable type. When it's the closed syllable type, the I is going to make the short sound, I. When I blend it together, I get p, I, t, pit. You see how important it is to know that closed syllable type because it helps me to know to read this word with the short I sound, I, igloo. Let's do this one together. Point with your finger to the vowel. Can you find it? Nice job. How many vowels are there? Yep, there's only one vowel. Is there a consonant that comes after it? Yes, there is. This follows the closed syllable type. Because it's the closed syllable type, what vowel sound does the I make? I, like igloo. Let's blend the word together. I, t, hit. One more together. Ready? Let's go ahead and start by finding the vowel. Touch with your finger. Can you find the vowel? Did you find it right here? Good job. Let's swoop to the right. Is there a consonant? Something that's not a vowel? Yeah, N is a consonant. So this follows what type of syllable? Yep, it's the closed syllable type. And because it's the closed syllable type, remember it's going to read the short sound. What is the short sound for I? I, like igloo. Let's blend the word together. P, I, n, p, in, pin. You can use that pattern to help you to read words. These next three I want you to do on your own. You may need to pause the video so you have enough time to read each word. When you're ready to check your reading, you can go ahead and start the video again. Pay close attention. Is it one vowel followed by one or more consonants? And if it is, what sound will that I make? Ready? Pause your video and we can do one together. And then when you're ready, we can start it back up together. Okay, are you ready to move on? Let's check how you did with your words. Looking at this first one, what syllable type was it? You're right, it's closed. One vowel followed by one or more consonant. That's going to make the short I sound, which is I. When you blend the word together, did you hear it as l, I, p, lip? Nice job. How about this one? What syllable type did you notice here? This was also closed. One vowel followed by one or more consonant. So what sound did the I make? I. When you blended it, did it sound like d, I, b, dib? Last one. You probably noticed a pattern. What syllable type was this one? Yep, it was closed too. So what sound did this letter make? It represented the I, like igloo. When you blended the word together, did you hear it say s, I, t, sit? You've done a lot of really good thinking about that short I sound, I, like igloo. This would be a great time that if you want to take a break, you can go ahead and pause and either come back later today or maybe on a different day. If you want to keep going with me, the next thing we're going to do is read and write some words without our sound boxes. Welcome back. I'm so glad that you're working with me some more. The first thing that we want to do is practice reading some words, but you notice this time I don't have the sound boxes to help us. You can still use the same patterns that we've been working on. Each time you look at a word, you start by finding the vowel. You look to see if there's a consonant after it. If it does, then you're going to read it with the short sound. I, 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 I. I want you to take a moment and practice reading these words. You may need to practice them more than once, and that's okay. In order to have enough time to practice, you're probably going to need to pause the video. When you're ready to read the words with me, go ahead and start the video again. Go ahead and pause so you can practice. Welcome back. Did you have enough time to practice? Let's go ahead and practice reading them together, making sure that we think about that short I sound, I. We don't need to sound in blood this time. We're just going to read the word. Are you ready? Let's begin. Pit, hip, kid, bit, zip, rim, big, it. Nice job. Let's do it one more time to practice for fluency. Ready? Pit, hip, kid, bit, zip, rim, big, it. Nice job. Each one of those had that short I sound I because they have the closed syllable pattern. So noticing that closed syllable pattern helps us to know to read the word with the short vowel sound I. I want us to also practice writing some words. When we write these words, notice we don't have the sound boxes to help us this time. I want you to really work on listening to each sound in the word and then writing those sounds. Think carefully. Does the word say I like igloo? And if it does, then you're going to use that I spelling pattern. Let's go ahead and do the first one. The word is lip. Stretch those sounds and see if you can write the word lip. Lip. Does lip say I like igloo? Lip. Let's go ahead and write that word. Lip has three sounds. L, I, P. It says I like igloo, so I know I'm going to use the short I, the closed syllable type. When I write it, L is represented with L. I is the short I. P is a P. L, I, P. Lip. How did you do? Did you get all three sounds in the word? Nice job. Let's try another one. The word is pig. What's the word? Pig. Go ahead and stretch those sounds and write the sounds that you hear. Pig. Pig. Does pig say I like igloo? Yes, it does. Let's write that word. Pig starts with p, 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 I, short I, g, g, p, I, g. Pig. Let's do another one. This word is going to be tin, like I wanted a tin of candy, or the swing was made out of metal tin. Tin. Stretch the sounds and think, does tin say I like igloo? Tin. 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 Tin does indeed say I like igloo. When I stretch the sounds, I hear t, t, I, n. Tin spells tin, and it has that closed syllable type, one vowel followed by one or more consonant, which is why it makes that short I, like igloo, sound. Let's do two more. The first one we're going to do is tip. I broke the tip of my pencil. Tip. Stretch the sounds and try to spell each sound you hear. Tip. Tip. Let's check how you did. Tip has three sounds. T, I, P. T is represented with a T. I is the short I sound, I for igloo. P is a P. T, I, P. Notice how similar these ones are, but the difference is that tin says n at the end, and tip says p at the end. Okay, last one. Use all your brain power for this one. The word is dig. I want to dig a hole. Dig. See See if you can stretch the sounds and represent each sound in your word. Dig. Dig. Does dig say I like igloo? Yes, it does. It follows our closed syllable type with the short I like igloo. Dig is spelled D, I, G, G. Notice all of these follow our pattern because they have one vowel followed by one or more consonant, and so they all say I like igloo. Good thinking power, friends. You're really using the sounds in words and using that closed syllable type to help us to read and write words. If you want to take a break, this is a great time to take a break. You can come back later today or even on a different day. If you want to keep working with me, the next thing we're going to do is read a story. Welcome back. I'm so glad to read the story with you today. Today, the story that we're reading is called I Am a, and then we'll have to use our pattern to help us to read each of the words that come after that. Watch me on this one. I see the pattern I am a I notice right here I have one I followed by a consonant. That's a closed syllable type. So this is going to say I like igloo. When I blend it together, I see p, I, g, pig. I am a pig. Make sure to really use those letter patterns to help you to read that word. How about this one? Do it with me. I am a, What vowel sound does this one make? I. Blend it together. P, I, n. Pin. Let's read it together for fluency. Ready? I am a pin. Nice job. Use that same strategy here, but this one might be a little tricky. The SH is a digraph that says shh. These letters work together to say shh. What sound do they make? Shh. One vowel followed by one or more consonants. So this is closed, and it's going to say I like igloo. Ready? I am a fish. Let's read it together one more time. I am a fish. Nice job. See if you can read this one on your own. Really watch this word closely. One vowel followed by one or more consonant. I. Did you figure it out? Lip. Let's read it together. Ready? I am a lip. Almost done. 2 more pages. Okay. Look closely at our word. One vowel followed by one or more consonant. It's going to say I. Let's blend it together. S, I, x, s, ix. 6. Okay, let's read it. Ready? Begin. I am 6. Ooh, this one was tricky. There's no in there, was it? Let's try it one more time. I am 6. Last one. See if you can read this one on your own. Point to each word as you read it and look at your syllable type. Did you read this one as mit? It. Mit. Ready? Let's read it together. I am a mit. Nice job, friends. You did a really good job looking at that vowel, seeing if there's a consonant afterwards. If there is, knowing that that short I sound is I like igloo. I'm going to end you today with this word card up. I want you to go ahead and pause the video and practice reading each of these words, being very careful to start by looking at that vowel, looking to see if there's a consonant, so it's a closed syllable type, saying the I, and then blending it together. L, I, p. I, p, ig, pig. It was so great working with you today with that short I words that say I like igloo. Go ahead and practice these words and then make sure to reach out to your teacher if you have any questions. Have a great day.